Alright, so last time on Hot Pursuit 2, we did the Porsche Challenge race, and where after I switched over to the Porsche Carrera GT, after struggling for a bit with the 911 Turbo, I eventually won out in this race. And now I think I'm gonna start splitting my time between both the championship tree and the ultimate racer tree more evenly. And, well, what I mean by that is I'm going to basically do these events in alignment with where they line up on the tree, and then basically doing the other ones on the tree afterwards. So I'm going to do these two events next, and then I'm going to move over to the next two events in Ultimate Racer. Okay? Okay. Plus it should also be mentioned that I have not officially played this game now for well over a week at the time of recording this, because, well, the last time I actually played this game was on Sunday, December the 3rd, and now it's already Thursday, December the 14th, because I needed a good time to get back into this game. V10 Alpine Lap Knockout. Alpine Trail 2. This lap knockout isn't for the faint of heart. Beat 4 other drivers at Alpine Trail 2, with your choice of either the Porsche Carrera GT or the Dodge Viper GTS. Massive V10 engines power both of these supercars. Finish first to unlock Event 28 and Alpine Trail 2, also known as Alpine Trail Reverse. Although part of the reason I know this is because, well, I also did a playthrough on Gran Turismo 3, so I know that the 2 means reverse, even if it's in Roman numerals. This is one thing I know for sure, by the way. Okay, so I've already driven this thing in yellow once before, and the colour I'm now going to drive this thing in, let's drive this thing without the stripes. And, well, I also most recently drove the Carrera GT, so don't need to drive that again. I'm going to use the Viper. I want to use the Snake for this event. And that's our competition, so we've got 3 Vipers and 2 Carreras. May the best man win. That's all I can really say. It should also be mentioned I'm racing with no stripes. And somebody else has got the same idea as me. Maybe I should have drove this thing in black. Oh well, anyway. Yeah, it's been well over a week since I last played this game. So basically, if my performance overall is mediocre to start with, well, it's basically because of that. And I've really got to get myself readjusted and back into this game very quickly if I'm going to have any hope of winning this race. And I just missed a very obvious shortcut. A shortcut that I should have taken. But again, I'm still trying to re-find my feet up to this point in the race. I also know that under the circumstances, whilst I'm driving the Viper, this is a long course, and it's probably not going to take me too long to catch up to the leaders because, well, rubber banding is permissible, and it does help. Even then, of course, if your driving skills are mediocre. Anyways, Now up to second, I'm closing in on the leader in my red stripeless Dodge Viper, and going to shoot through here because I'd imagine this will help, and I just missed the shortcut. Well, at least I can say he's not going to get too much speed on the exit. And yeah, I now lead the race for the first time. And it's taken me less than a full lap to officially do it. Amazingly. Anyways. I lead here at Alpine Trail Reverse. This is a shortcut I know I'm not going to miss. I'm also pretty much going to do the same here. There's also a shortcut through the farm as well, so shooting between these two red barns. I don't think there's another shortcut there. On the reverse course, I mean. And I lead my first lap. Well, I led at the end of the lap. Is basically what I'm saying. But anyway. Point is, I'm back where I need to be. I'm back in the New York groove, baby. I'm pretty sure that's an Ace Frehley song. I'm also pretty sure there's somebody else who did. I'm also pretty sure there's an original version to that song, but I couldn't tell you who the artist is. But anyways, as Bender would say, I'm back, baby! Whilst I'm just basically giving you reference points you either are or aren't familiar with. I like Futurama. To those of you who don't know who Bender is, he's basically one of the main characters in Futurama. Ironically, a show that's literally based 1,000 years in the future. And believe it or not, they have actually brought the show back on the air as well, for the first time in 10 years. Even though the show itself was originally cancelled by Fox due to poor ratings in its first tenure, and then eventually Futurama was given a second chance when they moved it over to Comedy Central. And I think that was from 2011 to 2013 when they actually re-aired Futurama season-wise. And now, in this year, 2023, they've actually brought the show back again on Hulu. And well, judging by what I've seen so far, I would say it is worth watching. But anyways, that's probably just me. Oh, and someone must have run straight into a rock. I'm going to assume that must be the reason why the arrow was spinning there, because whoever that was, they must have had a huge accident and basically gone straight into the rock. Oh yeah, by the way, I should mention both Porsches are now out of this thing. It's just me and two Vipers left. And the possibilities of me losing this race, providing I don't make too many mistakes, are probably going to be slim to none. Because that is just how much faster the Dodge is compared to the Porsche. Or at least how much faster I think the Dodge is compared to the Porsche. So, under the bridge once again. And probably shifted up a little bit too soon there, as I'm getting some air points. And that's a fence. As we are now into these 3 consecutive hairpins. And on the brakes once again. Also getting a bit of a lock up there, but still able to maintain reasonable speed. Both AI are going to dip to the shortcut, but I don't think they'll benefit from it. And no, they don't, because I'm still leading. I think it's... Is it Mika? Yeah. So Mika is ahead of Wayne, and I'm going to assume it was Dom and Ashley who were in the 2 Porsche Carreras. And I'd assume, of course, that they were the 2 who got eliminated early on. So, as long as I don't hit anything taking these shortcuts, I should pretty much be home and dry for the final lap. At least in terms of making the final lap. And that I do. Alright. Time for the last lap, as it is just between 2 stripeless Dodge Vipers. But which one will be the superior Viper? Only time will tell. But yeah, I mean, I basically took a break for about 1.5 weeks so I could focus on getting through more of my coursework, and, well, believe it or not, I actually feel more relaxed now as a result, because I know that the pressure on me has not mounted as much as it would have done had I chosen to continue where I left off. But again, I do have university work to think about, and obviously, typically, it's normally the essential work that takes priority before the outside work takes priority. That's just the way it works. And I know there's no avoiding it. Especially if I'm wanting to get myself a future job where I'll be earning a lot of money. Which of course is one thing that I do really want to have. I'd also think of it to be really cool if it was ever possible for me to be the owner of a Lotus Elise. I mean, I think out of all the convertibles I'd want to have, the Lotus Elise would definitely be one of those cars I'd want to be the owner of. I also wouldn't mind being the owner of a Mazda MX-5 at some point, if I can afford it. But either way, at the moment, because of where we are now, and also because, well, I'm not working in a weekly job yet. I'm working part-time, but not in a weekly job. The odds of me... Oh, I just hit 169. I hit a nice top speed. I'm the superior Viper.
You've completed this event!
Yeah!
You've unlocked Alpine Trail 2.
Awesome! Alright, so... I also set the best overall time of 2 minutes 38.5. My average speed was 119, same as Mika. And it was Dom who had the highest top speed with 196. Meanwhile, I had the lowest top speed with 170, which I'm going to assume I must have set on the final lap. But anyways, those are your results.
You've beaten the lap record for this You've beaten the best time for this track.
Yeah, I beat the best time. Okay, let's get our replay now and just stop with my messing. You know, cool shit like that. Still, I actually didn't think I was gonna win this race quite the way I did. Until I led the first lap and built up an advantage over the two Porsches, or at least one of them. I mean, I did have a slightly poor start, but it was okay because once we got to the later stages of the lap, I was basically there to, more or less, get myself back in the fighting ring. Now I'm going to try and see if I can get some interesting shots of this thing. Or at least, you know, try to be interesting. Not really getting a lot of good shots here, but I might as well go along with it. Okay. Okay, I think that'll do it. I should have more than enough footage now. If you know what I mean. Meaning that I do have more than enough footage to account for a thumbnail. Anyways. So next up we have the V12 Challenge Race. And with that, see you all in the next episode.